Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're talking about a massive upgrade happening in classrooms right now, how interactive flat panels are boosting engagement and totally retiring those dusty, squeaky chalkboards. We're looking at a huge shift in education technology, moving away from static, one-way teaching to deeply immersive learning environments. So let's start with a universal struggle. We've all seen it, right? A student can perfectly recall the crazy, intricate plot of a 2-hour movie, but they completely blank on that exact same topic when they read it from a textbook. Why? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Our brains are literally hardwired for dynamic audio and visual info, not just decoding plain text on a page. When a student watches a movie, they're fully immersed, but when they read a textbook, they're often just decoding words. And honestly, this perfectly captures the daily battle for attention. Think about traditional chalkboards for a second. They're one-dimensional, they're slow. You've got the chalk dust, that awful screeching sound, the teacher turning their back to the class just to draw a rough diagram. It's rough. But interactive flat panels, or IFPs, they're dynamic, two-way engagement engines. Educators can instantly pull up rich multimedia, meaning students aren't just passive observers anymore. They become part of a limitless learning experience.
All right, let's jump into section 1, visuals that bring concepts alive.
Just imagine having instant access to over 50,000 integrated animated videos. Yeah, 50,000. These interactive panels come preloaded with comprehensive content covering literally everything from basic primary lessons all the way up to complex 12th grade science. So instead of struggling to verbally explain a super tricky concept, a teacher can pull up a premium animated video with a single tap. It makes the lesson instantly easier to grasp and, way more importantly, memorable. But it goes way beyond just hitting play on a video. Instead of sketching out rough diagrams, teachers have access to over 1,800 3D interactive objects. You could pull up a simulation of a human eye and actually physically rotate it to show different angles. Or open an interactive periodic table, tap on osmium, and reveal its exact properties right there. You can even run a 3D Lewis reaction to show exactly how sodium and chlorine bond to form sodium chloride. It takes abstract, kind of dry concepts and makes them completely tangible.
Moving on to section 2, AI tools for uninterrupted flow.
This is where we absolutely kill the friction. Because let's be real, the second a teacher has to stop and fumble with technology, the room's focus just vanishes. With features like the Magic Pen, the panel works alongside the teacher. Say a teacher sketches a terrible freehand cat, hey, we've all been there, they're instantly saved by AI that recognizes it and pulls up related facts, doodles, and YouTube videos in seconds. There's also this feature called Brain AI. It takes any written word, like brain, instantly generates a summary, pulls in relevant images, and even whips up interactive Q&As customized to the specific grade level. For math teachers, this is a total game changer. Writing a complex formula by hand is automatically converted into smart, formatted mathematical text. But it doesn't stop there. The AI actually solves the equation for variables like x and y, and immediately plots those results onto a 2D graph right next to it. All of this happens instantly without the teacher breaking a sweat or needing to switch apps. And these AI capabilities are absolutely massive for accessibility, too. With instant AI translations supporting over 190 languages, a teacher can write a phrase in English and instantly convert it to Hindi, Spanish, or practically any other language. Think about what that means for inclusivity. Breaking down language barriers in real time makes absolutely sure every single student stays engaged, no matter what their primary language is. Okay, section 3, turning students into active participants. Because learning shouldn't be a spectator sport, right? These panels feature multi-touch technology, which means multiple students can come up and physically interact with the board at the exact same time. Teachers can use built-in timers to run high-energy quizzes, setting a clock with a bell that rings when time's up. They can use team gamification to turn a boring review session into a really fun, competitive activity. And for math and design, kids can come up and use digital geometric tools like an on-screen scale, protractor, or compass to solve problems hands-on. Teachers can even split the screen to compare concepts side by side. Imagine putting noun on the left and pronoun on the right. You assign different colors to each side and visually map out the similarities and differences. So placing books on one side and he, she, it on the other. This kind of visual contrast helps students categorize and memorize information so much faster.
Which brings us to section 4, building the smart setup.
So how does all this powerful tech actually fit into a real school environment? It happens in 3 really scalable steps. Step 1 is the offline classroom, which just needs the panel and its built-in speakers. Simple. Step 2 goes online by adding a camera and a microphone so you can record and broadcast. And Step 3? That's the ultimate hybrid setup, seamlessly combining live streaming to remote students while simultaneously teaching the kids sitting right there in the room.
Regardless of your setup, sharing content becomes entirely frictionless. Just think about how much time students waste frantically copying notes from a chalkboard before it gets erased. Well, with an IFP, all notes and annotations can be screen recorded with audio, saved as PDFs, or, and this is my favorite part, instantly shared directly to students' smartphones via a simple QR code. A student just scans it, and boom, the entire lesson is right there in their pocket. As the research highlights, technology merged with education improves a child's learning capacity, making it easy to grasp and remember. Look, it's not just about flashy gadgets. It's about removing the friction between a complex concept and a student's brain. By making concepts visually stimulating, highly interactive, and easily accessible, we completely remove the barriers to actually grasping and remembering the information.
By transforming a one-dimensional, static lesson into a fully immersive experience, we move from students just memorizing facts to actively experiencing their education. So after seeing how these panels pull up 3D science simulations, solve complex math instantly, and turn a quiet room into a buzzing interactive hub, the question isn't just whether your classroom is ready for the future. The real question is, how much student potential are we leaving on the table by keeping them stuck in the past?